Previously on Spoondrifter, we spent 3 years in a boatyard, bringing our 40-year-old hurricane-damaged sailboat back to life. Todd, I, and 4 of our 10 kids knew nothing about boats when we started, but with time, we have repowered, re-rigged, and turned this boat into a home that's ready for the next big adventure, before we sail to Florida and leave the U.S. for bluer waters. Okay, we're passing another tug. We called him on the radio, passing on the one whistle. We're learning the lingo. I am just humming. My whole body is just humming. The adrenaline.
4.7 knots.
All right, so this angle that you're looking at right now is wide angle. If you were looking at it, this is about what it actually looks like. Feels close. About 50 millimeter lenses is what we see with our eyes. So when you're trying to show somebody on film or take a picture of something and you want it to look like what you are actually seeing, you need to be shooting with as close to 50 millimeters as you can. This lens only goes to 45, so he was actually a little closer to us than what you saw, just a little. But when we zoom clear out to 15, he looks a lot further away. So there's your photography tip for the day.
Got a head sail up.
Well, we figured out what was going on with the autopilot and why it was all messed up. Always check where your daughters store their magnetic whiteboard. Yeah, it was stored right in front of the compass. So Todd moved it and wow, it worked. Now that our generator is working again, we are moving towards Galveston, where we plan to spend Christmas with my family before continuing on towards Florida. We had originally only planned for this trip to take 5 days, but after breaking down and waiting for parts in Rockport, we've been on the boat for 5 days, and it will take us 5 more before we arrive. That's the sailing lifestyle. You can never be sure what your timeline is going to look like. Hey, we are coming up to our stop for tonight. We've got 95% left on our batteries. We're making 5 knots. We've passed 4 barges without any trouble or drama, and things are good. What do you think, Jared?
I think it's awesome. The sun is shining and I'm happy. As far as the motor and the batteries went, I was actually fairly pleased. Right now I think we're at 88% on our battery bank for the motor. So between the solar and the generator throughout the day, I think the most we got down to was 75% on the motor bank. Hey babe.
It's beautiful here.
It is.
It's really hot in the boat from all the generator running all day.
We pushed them pretty hard. I don't know how far we came today. How far did we come?
It's like 48 miles.
Virtually all of it was on the motor. We probably sailed for 5 miles.
Well, and that's a challenge, trying to sail in an
ICW canal, you know, the wind changes a lot.
The good thing is we now know we can do 48 miles on our electric motor in the ICW.
I don't remember what day this is, but we're on our way.
It's Friday.
Friday. It's
it's been a week since we left Port A.
Today we had heavy dense fog in until almost 10, so we're gonna have to split our day in half with an anchorage. But today it's barge roulette. So I got 2 barges up in front of us. This guy behind us, and there's one behind him. We have multiple barges because they were all holed up because of the fog, and when it lifted, I think they all started moving about the same time. We're in the middle of a pack of barges, right babe?
It's not fun. I mean, there's nothing wrong, but like,
yeah,
it's not fun. We're also coming up on the Matagorda ship channel, coming into Port O'Connor. This barge passing by us on the 2 whistle. right, we are crossing Matagorda Ship Channel. That sucker is 500 feet wide and 23 feet deep. Actually, you said you saw 5 or 30?
30, which is under the keel, so 35, 36 feet.
Look at that.
Hey, can't get the tail flat.
Just past Matagorda Shipping Channel, and we have one more shipping channel that crosses us. And then we're actually going to take a detour and head down towards the barrier islands for an anchorage for tonight. We'll make it an early day because of fog in the morning. Put out some hammocks to enjoy this afternoon. I hear voices. Should we scare them?
Oh, you scared me! I'm on the phone with Betsy.
We've made the turn off the channel, headed for anchorage, which is 2 miles off of the channel up against the barrier islands.
Let it pull it out. Take some time, we're not going super fast. Underneath, over, and then oh my gosh. We're in trouble.
What?
We've anchored at Pac-Man.
Why does it only have... Why is the anchor circle not a circle?
I don't know. Are you asleep?
Oh, jeez. You scared me. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. So here's the thing. Whenever you see people who are doing the ICW, especially on the Gulf Coast, they are going as fast as they can to get somewhere else. It's gorgeous here. The sun feels amazing. It's quiet. It's beautiful.
Check this yellow thing off.
Not a lot of weight on it. Put weight on there?
Does it need one?
No, there's not very much weight.
We are relaxing. You can kind of see back there. The Starlink is hooked up and working, but I made everybody get off the internet and come out and enjoy this quiet, amazing sunset and first anchorage of like out here in the middle of quiet nothingness.
On the water again. I just want to be on the water again.
This is what I put up with, people.
So today was a no fog morning, which was good. But we only have 20 miles or so to go to our next stop, so we had plenty of time. And it includes a river crossing across the Colorado River with some locks where we go through.
That guy just pushed us off the road. We have a lot of people that tell us they've had some bad experiences. That wasn't terrible, but it was, I mean, 0.1 foot under the keel is pretty shallow. Nellie likes going 1.2. Nothing's loud and noisy. She has been crying and shaking and really struggling so far on this passage. This is crazy.
Multiple barges, in and out. Stop, don't stop. Go around him if you can. I don't know.
For some reason, on our handheld on channel 13, they can't hear us and we can't hear them. So I had to run downstairs and talk on 13 downstairs, but I've got 16 here. Now it looks pretty clear. No big deal. Just us going through. Fight some current.
Well, we're back up to 2.9 knots, so that helps. I'm at about 1,071 RPM.
Hey, you're not pointed in the right direction.
You know what? Our boat is going the right direction.
Okay, it's just sideways.
Yes.
Don't want to watch that sailboat up the river. You come through the East State.
Oh, it's pushing us around a lot. There are cows on the lock grass, eating the grass by the lock. Ooh, you can feel it slowing us down.
2.2 knots. Getting some more throttle. Wow. 1600 something. It goes pretty fast at this point.
Yeah, and where'd our battery just go? Boink! All out of gas.
215 amps. Plus the generator, quite a bit.
Our first lock, our first bridge. We did it.
It's actually a beautiful morning, except for the mosquitoes.
Sunrise. Hello, kitty kitty. What do you think? This kitty is chasing mosquitoes. We've got a whole ton of barges running behind us that are just getting moving according to the VHF. So we're ahead of them and we're doing 4 knots. We are hearing thunder in the distance, so probably gonna get wet today. All right, look at him. He is turning in front of us. Going around this corner. It's no fun to tell stories about when it all went good.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to tell you
Don't
when
go to sleep.
when it goes bad. We've had way more good experiences with barges than we've had bad. For the most part, it's all good. They don't want to hit anything, and we don't want to get hit, so we're all working together. All right. The weather has cleared up a little bit.
This one's yours. This one's Dad's. That has milk. They're really hot.
Okay.
Pretty wild. All right, babe. How far are we traveling today?
40 miles. It's a big day. We've done 40 miles already on this trip, and then we broke the next 40 miler into 220s, and now we're doing another 40.
We probably would be considered a hybrid electric because we have the diesel generator to power us up. Today would have been a very short, almost no-go with the electric motor. If we only could rely on our batteries, we would already be parked for the day because we had rain and clouds and therefore zero solar. We have the ability, because we have a 5,000 watt generator and the charging system to do so, to continue to motor. Currently, right now, our motor bank says it's at 97% charged. We are pulling 13 amps out of the batteries. All the rest is being supplied by the 5,000 watt generator. So we can keep going today, which is nice for us because this part of the ICW really does not have good places to park.
Everybody that has done this told us that the Brazos floodgates were no big deal. Like, drive up there, drive through them, blah, blah, blah. About 4 miles back, we started seeing barges stopped. And we called them and said, hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey, come on around. And we're like, okay. Finally, I specifically said, why is everybody stopped? What do I need to know? Somebody said, we're waiting on the lock. And I'm like, okay. So I call the lock. Can't get through on the phone. Can't get through on the radio. Somebody says, just keep moving up. they'll figure it out. So we finally get close enough that they answer us on the radio, and he's like, okay, how far out are you? He said, come up to the corner and wait. I have one coming through, and then I'll get you through. So we come up to the corner, and there was one coming through, and I'm like, hey, we're here. And he goes, oh, there's 2 more coming through. I'm like, 2 more? And he's like, yeah. Well, it's hard for a sailboat to stay in one place. So I don't know if you can tell, but we are going in circles.
This is all the congestion at the river, the lock crossing, and these are all the people waiting. We're just spinning in a circle waiting because we really can't go anywhere. That guy just came through. We have a whole bunch of them trying to get through the lock, and we're kind of stuck in the middle of it. So
we ended up waiting on 5 barges for nearly an hour before it was our turn. These kinds of experiences are really helping us get a good handle on how to maneuver our boat and know what she's capable of. This tanker is at the Freeport shipping channel intersection. We saw that they were there, but they called us on channel 16. The pilot boats did and said, hey, will you slow down? We've got this big old boat coming by. That was just really nice. I think when everybody talks to each other, it just makes this whole experience better. You should close that before you get more mosquitoes in there.
Dolphin.
Yeah.
approaching bridge number 3.
We decided to stay at the Bridge Harbor Yacht Club. They were reasonably priced and met us to catch our lines. We are so excited to have only one more day on this part of our trip. We were getting ready to leave, trying to figure it out, and the fog started rolling in, and Todd's like, "No, we're just gonna go." And I was like, "Listen to the traffic. The barges are all pulling off on the side." So we decided to wait it out, at which point we then discovered that the depth sounder wasn't working. See? The Lord is looking out for us. So we had an extra display. We're gonna see if the display solves the problem.
Oh, depth 3.4. Look at that.
So the wind hurts my ears. Anybody have this problem? What do they do to keep the wind off their ears? Whoa. Yeah, seriously, faster with the head sail than we were with the motor.
Smooth sailing now, baby.
Great. Things are a little rough. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
94% of battery left. 3.4 knots, cruising along. We're doing good. Other than it's a little, it's different. It's like the ocean, but worse.
We're at the far end of the West Bay. Yeah. Anyways, there's just a lot of, I guess they call it fetch. That's the waves created by the wind. It's pretty bumpy. Alright, this is the scary shit, guys. He's not anywhere close to passing us.
Yeah, I still have 11 feet of depth though.
God, the wind keeps blowing our bow around. That's where he's at. This barge was slowly overtaking us, and when we asked him when and how he wanted to pass, he told us it would be safest to pass before we were in open water again, which meant we needed to hold our boat still in the crazy wind and waves. If we couldn't hold our boat, he would end up smashing it to bits.
Alright, we're good now. We're golden now, man. Woohoo! Yeehaw! I think we made it, babe.
Always still have to not hit those things. You are my hero.
Hey, we did good. That was not easy. Holding a sailboat in place in 15 knots of wind without it moving was not easy. But we did it. Now we're clear behind us for hours again.
That That was a barge we have passed at least once before, so we knew who we were. Said we did a good job. Okay, well, I've showed you what's going on up on the deck in the cockpit. Kind of crazy wet weather, and Todd and I are mostly sitting up there, and I'm helping watch the depths as we pass barges. But let's see what the kids are up to. Abigail is making cookies. What kind of cookies are you making?
Chocolate chip.
What are you up to?
Ow. I was watching YouTube.
You're doing what?
I was watching stuff.
You watching movies or gaming? I can't hear you. Playing a game. So they've all taken a turn coming out to see what's going on, but there's really not much going on. It's kind of like, I guess, what passage making is like. Everybody's just doing their thing to pass the time. Oh, this is so much nicer than it was an hour ago.
4.3 knots, baby! 7 hour 33 minutes elapsed time since we left. About 3 hours left, 2 and 3/4 hour left.
With 3 hours left to arrive in Offutt's Bayou and the sun fading behind us, we will finish this trip in the dark. It was scary and not without a bit of drama, like running our generator out of diesel and our spotlight battery dying, and nearly colliding with a paddle wheel dinner cruise that refused to respond on the VHF. But we did arrive safely, and it only took us 2 tries to set our anchor in the dark and fall into bed exhausted. Thanks for watching, and we'll share more next week.